We're listening to LA County Sheriff's Aero Bureau calling this pursuit from the air. They're the only ones with eyes on other than us. Okay. Now we got speeds. Well, we're going to zoom in and try to get you an accurate speed here. He's really picking up speeds in the HOV lane. 108 plus. Well, we're going to hold that as still as we can. In the center, we'll try that again. 113 miles per hour for this BMW, coming down closer to 100 now. 105. So speeds extremely fast, extremely reckless for this stolen vehicle with a stolen vehicle suspect in it. Coming southbound on the 110 freeway, coming back up on the 91. Looks like CHP, they're trying to get the CHP to... We went underneath that transition. There he is. Okay, we wanted to make sure we can get you in position, so we're good here. Coming up on the 405 here, southbound 110, coming up on the 405. Speeds still 100 plus miles per hour. That's a tight squeeze over to the right shoulder to get around that traffic. Passing those vehicles like they're not even there. Well, here we go. Coming up on the 405, we'll see the transition either north or southbound, right near the South Bay curve. Well, not this, well, the South Bay curve a little bit further west of us. So looking for the CHP to jump on this, but slow down a little bit, trying to blend in maybe. That's him right there. Dark colored BMW, dark gray or black. Sunroof, paper plates. Slowing down to 50 miles per hour over to the right. I think you're trying to blend in, but you can see that night sun from the LA Sheriff's Department Aero Bureau helicopter right on him. They have him dead to nuts here, so looks like he's underneath the overpass, slowing down a little bit. We're just going to see if we're going to commit to the southbound 110, or we think we will, because that's the 405, but we'll see if he bails out here. We're going to try to keep close eyes on. There he is right there on the right side. We believe that's him. That's him. So CHP units trying to get here to intercept this surveillance, LA Sheriff's Department surveillance, to take it over and re-engage as a pursuit. It's kind of straddling that right shoulder. We have him. That's him, right, Rob? Okay. They lost him. So, yeah, tell him. No, he's got him now. He's got him. So the Sheriff's Department lost him for a second underneath that overpass. We have eyes on it, so we're trying to communicate to them that we still have it. Go ahead, Cho. One minute. We're going for the top of our ABC 7 Eyewitness News show. So he's off the freeway at Del Amo, on the off-ramp. You can tell him, Del Amo. Okay. Push, push. That's him. That's him. Paper plates. Okay, good. Making sure that's the same suspect. Southbound Hamilton, tell him. Southbound Hamilton. Southbound Hamilton Avenue. Right at Torrance. North of Torrance. Southbound Hamilton. Copy that, Booth. Okay, here we go with our 7 p.m. newscast on channel 56 KDOC. Well, we don't think he was quite that fast. We had a bad angle on our sky map. We did see speeds of about 100, 110 plus. Now he's underneath the freeway here, underneath the 110 freeway at Torrance Boulevard. This was a pursuit from the sheriff's department. It went to surveillance mode. They called off the pursuit. Sheriffs went into surveillance mode of the stolen vehicle with a stolen vehicle suspect in it. Now he's trying to do the old okey doke underneath the 110 freeway here at Torrance, but we've got eyes on. We'll see if that's him, and that is him. Coming out westbound on Torrance. That's Figueroa. Southbound on Figueroa. Tried to see if he could ditch the air unit, but LA Sheriff's Department Aero Bureau, the tactical flight officer, trying to get the California Highway Patrol to re-engage with him when he was on the freeway, but they weren't able to get those units there quick enough. But we're southbound Figueroa. We are in the Carson area, David, and we can see that he's slowing down. He's trying to blend in. He tried to slow down on the freeway from going from extremely high speeds, 100+ miles per hour, as you mentioned, and then he got underneath the 405 near the 110 and tried to blend in there and slow down really quick. But that's not doing it. They're on him. We're on him. You can see the suspect. There's a man. Looks like he is wearing a dark T-shirt, and he looks like he may be going into the Carson Town Center, which is, well, the U-turn back northbound on Figueroa from Carson, but there's a shopping center, I believe, that's under us that he was trying to sneak into. That's a gray BMW with miles per hour as he's picking up. There's another CHP unit back on the freeway. That's the southbound 110 freeway on-ramp in Carson here. So wants to get back to the freeway. The CHP right behind him. Now we've got a freeway pursuit. We'll see how fast it goes here as it makes its way back towards the Port of Los Angeles.
This is where it became very dangerous, JT, when we were watching it just before we hit the air. This guy really accelerates in this car and goes flying by people. Then he slams on the brakes. There he is, 106 miles per hour he hit. Then he makes a move. This is, boy, at these kinds of speeds, if he loses control, it goes right up the back of somebody. This could be extremely dangerous.
Yeah, doing 90 plus, pushing 100 now, but you're right. He is zigzagging from the number 1 lane all the way over to the right lanes in very dangerous fashion here. We do believe, see the red and blues of the CHP right behind them, but pushing 100 plus like he was before, but dangerously weaving through this traffic. But look at me, he's on the gas now. That's 100 plus. We're going to try to get over a little bit to the well. We got a helicopter in front of us here, so we're going to go around him, but zigzagging through traffic. There's a red cross vehicle that's putting pretty much a roadblock up for him. Now he's going to jump over to that fast lane, maybe even take that left emergency lane if he can, but trying to get through this traffic that's running at 75, 80 miles per hour normal speed. He's trying to do 100 plus, so you can see the differential in speed here with SkyMap 7 as he's starting to lean on the gas now. There's 90, and he comes back to pushing 100. He sees a road up, he sees the straightaway ahead of him, wide open. There's 103. We'll see if he gets up to about 110, which is where we had him at before. There it is, yeah. 110, 115, really on it now. 120, we'll hold the center. That might be, yeah, that might be a good 120. Those are capable of doing it. We think it might be a 5 Series BMW, 118. That's some fast speeds. We haven't seen something like that in a long time. Really pushing it here, really dangerous, and there's lots of traffic coming up, and even the end of the freeway here in a couple miles.
Well, it's pretty amazing, JT, but it seems somewhat light compared to what the 110 is usually like, but I think it's because it's observing Veterans Day, so it is a holiday, so less people on the road. But boy, it's just terribly tense to watch this this pursuit take place.
Yeah, and you got to hope at this point that we're looking ahead here, and we still got another couple miles before the end of the Harbor Freeway that ends at Gaffey, I believe, into the harbor. But look at them passing those cars, 100 plus, 110. There's 115, passing them like they're not even moving, like they're standing still. There's 120 with SkyMap 7. Amazing fast speeds for this BMW. If someone makes a slight move ahead of him, like you mentioned before, David, it's over. He's not going to be able to avoid that. 120, well, I think that's a little inaccurate, up to 136 there because we were little off-centered, but we widened out because if he does wreck at this speed, we don't want to be too tight because it'll go right through our shot. They were going to widen out to give you a little bit of perspective of how fast he's going, crossing these, passing these vehicles. Wow, that is one of the more, that's one of the fastest pursuits we've seen in a long time. He's really on it.
Yeah, there's no reaction time at all, and you could see these cars he's going by. These cars are driving on an open freeway, and he's flying by them like they are standing still. It is incredible the amount of speed that he has built up, and then no reaction time. Then he's getting into darkness. You know, it's a good thing that there are lights and sirens behind him to give people some warning that this is happening, because this is extremely dangerous, and if there's an accident at this speed, more than likely there's going to be fatalities.
Yeah, he's blacked out, David, and we see the black and whites. He put some distance on them. Those chippies are even backing off a little bit because he really put the distance on them, and unsafe for them to be driving that speed as well. But blacked out, coming up on the end of the freeway here in just a little bit of time, but coming up into the port, into the harbor area, Harbor Gateway, San Pedro, really on it. Well, looks like he may have turned his lights back on, but God, he is a missile right now. Southbound on the 110, freeway ending here in just a few moments, and he better begin on those brakes. So he's going to go right through it.
Man.
Wow.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah, that was close.
JT.
He's gonna crash here. Hard on the brakes, coming into that curve right near the end.
He almost lost it.
Well, he got him. Yeah, almost lost it there. Coming up to the, he luckily had a green light there. Now we're going to be southbound on Gaffey from the 110, coming into the San Pedro area, going into, stopping near a gas, well, trying to get through traffic. CHP right there back on him.
Yeah,
JT, this is not good.
Have you heard this is all because of a stolen vehicle?
That's what we're hearing. A stolen vehicle, reported stolen vehicle out of Lakewood. Lakewood Sheriff's had them. Now we're going to be westbound on Santa Cruz, residential area, right through the stop sign now, but going to be southbound on Cabrillo. So yeah, all stolen vehicle, but you never know. It could be wanted for something else as well, right through that yellow. But that clipped him. We think there may have been contact there. That car had no idea he was coming, turned in front of him, and it looked like they may have made contact. This is going to wreck, and it's going to wreck badly here on these surface streets.
This is really
if you were in
dangerous.
San Pedro, do not leave your home. If you're getting ready to go out and run groceries or some errands, don't do it. Eastbound on 6th Street from Cabrillo, coming back out towards Gaffey, you don't want to be anywhere near this on foot or in your car until this ends. This is crazy.
This is extremely dangerous, and you're seeing him get a little squirrely as well because the speeds he's taken. Obviously, these cars handle very well, speed and agility, but boy, he is just taking so many risks during this high-speed pursuit.
When JT was pointing out that he's going to wreck, I mean, he did almost. You see the back end of his car starting to come out from under him when he was taking that turn at 100-something miles an hour, right when the freeway was ending. It looked like he was going to lose it there. Luckily, he didn't, and that would have been a real tragedy. You saw a bunch of cars lined up, waiting on a light, and he went right by them. So he's still going, but now that he's on surface streets and continuing on with this reckless behavior, it's only a matter of time before something bad really happens.
Southbound on Mesa, now going to be eastbound on 8th Street, making his way towards the port of Los Angeles, the ocean just out our window here, moving at speeds looking like 60 miles an hour. That's a T intersection right through. You can see he just went right through those barricades, split them in half, sent them flying in both directions here. There's a stop sign, not even stopping. He's not going to make that. Well, he's hard on the brakes, just get it out. Northbound Palos Verdes from 8th Street now, Palo Verde, and back eastbound. Coming right up to the water here on 7th Street. That's Beacon. You can see all those barricades out there. Lots of closed streets here. Now southbound on Beacon from 8th. You see that green belt, right? That's right up against the harbor, right up at the beaches of Cabrillo Beach as we come down here southbound. 70, 80, 85 miles per hour. This is 91. Not going to end good.
No, it's
91 on surface streets.
It's just so dangerous.
Right through that red light like it's not even there. We're going to widen out and lead him just a little bit because, again, if he wrecks, it's going to be very graphic. Here's a hard turn here back to the west. Taking that turn, he's on the brakes. He's able to make that. That's going to be Crescent Avenue. Working his way back eastbound on Crescent.
JT, do you see as many police vehicles pursuing him now? Does it look like they're backed off?
They're trying to catch up. So we got CHP still in pursuit. LAPD Harbor Division has been notified, and to top it off, he's blacked out. Coming this fast, blacked out. People down here don't even know they're coming. CHP trying to get to them. We're back at Pacific Avenue through the red light at Pacific. Westbound on Pacific slowing down a little bit, so that's good news, but still blacked out. So you can see trash cans out there. People don't even know he's coming. There's Grand Avenue, back northbound Grand Avenue from 17th Street. Lights are back on. That's a good sign. He slowed down just a little bit. Maybe he scared himself. Back westbound on 16th from Grand, approaching back out towards Gaffey is the next major here in just a few blocks. But there's Gaffey. And stopping at Gaffey. Well, we're going to go be southbound on Gaffey.
There's his way through.
Continuing westbound.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of street lights here, JT. When you said he turned his lights back on, he may have been scared because you don't see, it is so dark down there. It doesn't look like they're well-lit streets, like major thoroughfares.
Very dark down here. Southbound on Cabrillo. That's 17th Street. Thank goodness the lights are on, and thank goodness he's slowing down a little bit. So, but giving it a chance for the California Highway Patrol to catch back up. I'm sure they're advising LA Sheriff's Department Aero Bureau. Sure, they're advising LAPD Harbor Division that they're in their area. Southbound Cabrillo from 19th now. He's working his way southbound towards the Port of Los Angeles Peninsula here.
It's just so hard to predict.
Down to 40 miles per hour.
JT, it's so hard for law enforcement to predict where he's going to go because he seems like he's not taking any actual course. He's just going around in loops.
Yeah, he's made his way off the freeway, and he's kind of zigzagging down. Then as he zigzags, he's making his way south, even closer to the water and to the harbor here. Southbound on Myler Street from 22nd Street. Again, slowed down right through the stop sign. Now he's going to make that westbound turn on Myler. Residential areas, very quiet. Looks like at least his taillight. Well, he may be blacked out again. His taillights are blacked out. Looks like he may be running his parking lights.
Right.
You can see. Yeah, those are his running lights, not his headlights. So westbound on 22nd, you can see he hit a little bit of a dip there. And there's another. If he hits one of these dips going this fast, it's going to be disastrous.
Yeah. Let's just hope that there are no pedestrians out there too.
Yeah.
Well, we're hoping hope the word's getting out here, and that people that stay inside. And if you know anybody that lives down here near 22nd and Patton, maybe give them a phone call or let them know, or a text. Still speeds very, very high for residential area, 50 plus, but relatively slower than what we were seeing before. There's a little T intersection, and now he's going to be on Alameda Drive, northwestbound on Alameda Drive from Aberville. Averill Avenue.
Looks like he's accelerating.
San Pedro.
A speed bump there.
Yep, this is San Pedro now. So we're working a little bit further west, away from the harbor, getting up into the mountains. Now he goes westbound on 19th. So now he's trying to getting into the hills here, working his way towards Palos Verdes area, but still obviously in San Pedro, but working his way westbound towards the hilly areas out on the peninsula here.
It's gonna get very tricky because they become kind of rural out there when you start getting up into Palos Verdes, JT.
Yeah, really dark down here, very rural. There is a major. Let's see if he makes that left turn. No, he's going to go back northbound on Mantis, we believe it is. Okay, well, let's see if he. I think he's looking for a place to bail. It almost looked like he wanted to pull over and run there. Back on Cumbre Drive from Pescadores Avenue. It seems to me that he's looking for a place to bail, so we'll see. We don't believe there's any other. Well, he's hard again on the gas, 60 plus miles per hour on Cumbre. CHP, according to our pilot here, is about a quarter mile behind him, just trying to catch up here in a parking area. Dead end. That's a dead end. Well, it's not a dead end. It's continuing. Thought it might be a dead end there on Cumbre near Mermaid Drive, and that turns into Mermaid Drive. Now we're starting to get into the hilly areas of San Pedro.
Yeah, and it does look like, you're right, JT. It looks like he's trying to slow down to find a place that he can just jump out. But JT, you say it all the time, they don't get away.
Yeah, they usually don't get away. Very, very rare instances. This is a cul-de-sac here, and we're going to turn our streets on. You see that dotted line? That means it's a cul-de-sac.
Okay.
So he is out. Maybe he can get turned around before the chippies come. CHP is at the mouth of,
there they are.
Of going straight at him here. This is going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
He's slowing down and stopped. He went right down that dead end at Amarante Drive, now backing it up right near Wanderer Drive, backing it up to the cul-de-sac, maybe looking for a place to run. So if you live in the 2200 block of Amarante Drive, stay inside. This guy may be on the run here, maybe looking for a place to run into and hide, uncertain if he's armed. Trying to get a good look at him here.
Where could he possibly go? Is there an alley
we don't
there
know.
or anything?
It looks like he's going to run here. Or try to do something, but they've got him blocked in. Backing up here, the three CHP vehicles have him dead-ended here. So now he's out of options, other than getting out of that vehicle and running, which we'll have eyes on him. But he's out of options, thinking about what he wants to do. Reverse lights are on. Stopped right in the cul-de-sac here on Amarante Drive and Wanderer in San Pedro. LAPD has been notified. This is their area. LAPD Harbor Division is notified. CHP is here. LA Sheriff's Department overhead. Doors open, maybe giving it up. That would be really good news. So we're going to go clean. We did go clean on the sky map. Now they want to see his hands. Hands are out. That is really good news. So he luckily made that turn. He is out. Looks like a man wearing a dark blue T-shirt. He may run. He's running. He's running. We're going to go. He's running into the area. We thought that might happen. He was walking away through the backyards. Right behind the house here, right at the dead end. We're going to, there's off to the left there, running through. Come left.
Down the bottom.
Okay. We're Sheriff's Department trying to keep the nights on him, so he is back over towards Wanderer, the next block over. I think he's further left. Tell him to come a little bit further south. Chippies are in foot pursuit right now. They'll try to get this locked down.
I see there's a bank of trees there, too. I'm wondering if he's hiding under that. That's where the flashlights are.
You're gonna
in the 2200 block of Wanderer right now. 2200 block of Wanderer is what we have right at Amarante. So it's the second cul-de-sac here. We didn't see him pop out into that cul-de-sac. It's just extremely dark down there.
Yeah, we didn't see him there.
But right now, the CHP... I'm sorry, David.
Yeah, he came across that bank of trees. And
we got him. There he is, continuing running. He's on Ballerina Drive.
Okay.
Valeria Drive, still running southforward.
There
and the address there, he's running into the back of our home. And the address is 2245 Valeria Drive. 2245 Valeria Drive. He's in the backyard.
There he is. Yeah. There he is right there.
Now he's in the back of the house, running around the side of the house. He's on this on the east side of the house right now. We put more gain in there, coming out of the east side, making his way back northbound, back out to Valeria Drive. So if they get the units back to the south a little bit, that's the next block over. I think he's walking out to the sidewalk, or he's still on the east side of the house. We won't pass that along. He's on the east side of the house.
Right,
2245 Valeria.
Yeah,
right in there. There he goes. He just popped out. He's right under the front there. We just saw some movement right in there. Didn't see him pop out.
Wow.
I'm going to stay tight on the nights on there.
Looks like he went next door possibly, JT. Did you see him move, or was it just a shadow?
It might have been a shadow. Those are deceiving, but that's where he was last seen. We're going to try to keep it a little bit wide just to maintain to see. He's not on the other side of the wall, is he? No, that might be Chippies. So the CHP has to set up a perimeter for him now. Right now they're chasing him, but they got to get it contained. And that's what we saw in the Pasadena thing, and they just got sucked into it. They really need to contain him right now. Get LAPD units here that are familiar with the area, Harbor Division, maybe lock this down at Valeria Drive, right near Olis Drive. Olis Drive is the cross to get units here, but he's definitely within this area here. We're going to pull a sky map back up real quick and show you. We're going to fade in the real quick to show you the homes. That's what it looks like in daytime. So you can see the three homes here. We'll come back out. But if they lock down Valeria, he's somewhere within here. We think we went back northbound through this side of the house, and then we last saw him right in here. Those are Chippy. They're making contact with? They're jumping the fence there, helping each other jump the fence. But okay, so now we do have some Chippies over CHP officers in the cul-de-sac, so they got the area contained. But we're trying to see that the Sheriff's Department has a camera with infrared. It's called the FLIR. It sees heat. It doesn't see light. So they're probably using that camera to push it down into that area. And if he's bedded down in there, they'll see him.
Yeah, and this is one of those predicaments where we see innocent people suddenly get caught up into one of these predicaments. These people live in these homes, and suddenly they have law enforcement and a criminal descending upon them, possibly even inside their own house.
And you don't know if they're armed either.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're going to come back to the right and widen out just a little bit, Rob, as we come back to the right. I'm going to put the streets up real quick so you can see. That's Olis and Bellaria. That's going to give law enforcement a good look of where they need to contain him. We believe he's contained in this one block area. We don't believe he made it north of Bellaria Drive, and we believe he is west of Olis Drive and north of McRae. So somewhere in this perimeter here, right in this one block area with about 4 or 5 homes, suspects bedded down somewhere in there. So they're going to get units. You see a lot of units set up on the south side. They're going to contain this east side here and get them locked down.
Well, that suspect is causing a real problem for all those homeowners. I imagine that's going to be a pretty frightening situation. If they're watching, if they're just getting word on this happening, clearly they're starting to, they know something's going on with all the police cars and the sirens and now the flashlights and the helicopter overhead. I hope they're all safe, and I'm sure, I guess part of the protocol is police have to immediately be contacting them, telling what's going on.
Yeah, at this point right now, they're going to go yard to yard, unless they find what's called a point of entry, where he maybe forced his way into the house or an open door or kicked in door. Then it becomes a different scenario. But right now, they're just going to contain these 5 homes that are between those streets, try to get them locked down. And what usually will happen, if they get it locked down enough, LAPD can come down here and help them out by putting some more units in here, maybe getting some canines here to actually do a yard-to-yard search. He's bedded down somewhere in there. We did not see him double back northbound. We had pretty close eyes on it. There's a number of eyes on this area. We don't think he doubled back across the street. I think you had it, though. I think it was Colleen, right, Colleen? I think he made it northbound through here, and then he started cutting back eastbound on the north side of these homes here. So he is definitely within this area here and didn't walk out, but we'll see if they can contain it, maybe get some canines down here and do yard-to-yard search. But you see Chippy is doing a foot search right now. That's where we last had him, right where they're at right now. You can see the open gate. The suspect opened that gate, so he did make it out northbound through there. They got those trash cans, and we lost him right in here using the pointer on SkyMap 7, and we think he may have doubled back eastbound on the sidewalk from there.
JT, while you watch that, we're going to play back when he stopped at that cul-de-sac. We see him on the right-hand side. That's video. Happened just moments ago. You see him with his hands up, but you'll notice he's not going towards the police officers or the CHP. He's going away from him, and then he takes off running. He gets behind that vehicle, that building, and is in the shadows at that point.
Oh, they did?
Go back to JT.
Well, we think he made contact. They got their lights down right in that area. They got a taser. They're pointing down in that area. That's where we last had him, so we're going to go a little steeper, no further west, just a little steeper. He's bedded down between those trees in there. They are making contact. They have the taser out. We'll see if it complies. There's hands are coming up, so we got a good view on this. I think we're the only ones possibly with a view of this. There he is coming out from wherever he was bedded down, but that's where we last had him. So making contact, putting him in cuffs. I don't think they had to tase him, so it looks like he's in custody, and that's the guy. We definitely saw the same T-shirt. He didn't strip that T-shirt down. So suspect in custody, kind of buried down between that alcove, between the 2 homes, and good job by the CHP locking it down and doing a foot search and getting him into custody. So outstanding job in custody, no longer a danger to the public at large.
No doubt about it. That was a very interesting apprehension for a suspect.
Was a stressful pursuit.
Wow, no kidding.
Watching him go at 125 miles per hour on the freeway was just incredible.
Yeah, your heart's racing, and you're clearly not even near the vehicle, but just watching it and feeling.
There he is.
Oh. Well, at least he's taken into custody, because what a tense night for all of those families there. But we're watching this. Remember this moment earlier in the pursuit, a head-on confrontation sort of with law enforcement. I think it was the CHP, and then he starts backing up in just a second, and it becomes a real crazy chase again.
Yeah, I remember he backs over the center divider,
right.
And then he takes off again. This was a really stubborn criminal, and from all we know is that he was wanted for auto theft, but there could be more than that, and that might be the reason for the desperation.
Yeah, a lot of the times they... to go do do more violent crimes and more major crimes. So we don't know if that's the case in this situation, but you can see they're searching him now, clearing out his pockets, checking his waistband, and they're pulling a bunch of stuff out there. But we kind of saw the hands go up, like you guys mentioned. They came out of the car, hands were up, but casually walking away. Had a feeling he was going to run out of options there as he went down that cul-de-sac. So CHP did a real good job. They got it in containment for him. They got it in perimeter for him, locked it up, and then started to foot search it, and then came up with the suspect where we last actually saw him there.
A very relieved
No one got hurt, amazingly. David and Colleen, this was one of those that I thought for sure it was just the luck of the draw that no one came out in front of them. We saw a wreck almost at least 2 or 3 times, but no one came out in front of it. If they had, we would have been dealing with a much different story at this particular point.
Absolutely, a huge gamble. All right, that's The Pursuit.
All right, well, stay with us. We're going to be back with more of our top stories in just a moment.